Hi, everyone. This is Will, aka Dr. Financial Literacy. Hope everyone is doing well today. Just wanted to come in and do a update or an assessment 6 months later of where I started in December 2023 and trying to get a first lien HELOC. Again, I was unsuccessful with that. I had to go back and do some updates of my credit, improve my credit in general. Found methods or two methods called accelerated banking and velocity banking. So I have started to implement those things in January of 2024 and just wanted to give an overview of what I see velocity banking is as I have practiced it and some of the results since 2024. So velocity, well, previously before velocity banking, I will pick up my paycheck from my employer, deposit it into the bank, and then pay all of my bills. My bills generally range from about $3,000 a month on average, and I was left with about $390 in the bank. I had an emergency fund of about $500 that was sitting in the bank. So this is the way that I operated. Then I paid my expenses, my bills, and fund my lifestyle. The lifestyle bills and expenses included credit cards, groceries, car insurance, medical, health insurance, anything that I fundamentally wanted to do with my money. And that left me with about $390 a month. Under velocity banking, as I started practicing it and changing the things that I did, I still worked at my W-2 job. I took my pay, income, and salary of $3,390 a month, placed that into the bank. From there, again, I used to leave my cash flow or extra money that remained from my expenses or bills inside of the bank. So I eliminated that. No longer doing that. Secondly, the emergency fund that I had in January when I started in general, I eliminated the emergency fund. So no longer did I have an emergency fund. Now, these are all personal choices and personal decisions that I made in terms of doing a velocity banking. Some people keep cash on hand to take care of things that they need in their bank accounts. Some just fully put more of their resources into doing velocity banking and eliminating debt. So now I'm at the point of once I get paid bi-weekly from my employer, I generally leave maybe $100 in the bank of cash that I can get in case of an emergency or something. I next identify a credit card that I have a debt on. Starting in January 2024, I had 17 accounts and maybe 7 or 8, well, no, I would say 12 or 13 may have been credit cards. I started paring them down and working through them to the point where I identify one credit card, then I take my entire salary except for $100 and place it onto the credit card. Now, doing this method over the last 5 to 6 months, I've been able to reduce my overall credit card debt in general $10,000 to $15,000 by just my average income. Now, the $390 that you see that I have left over was not just the only way. I also use multiple strategies of using cash advance, convenience checks, and also my income. Now that was my choice because I wanted to work with clients and I wanted to really understand the system. Some velocity banking advocates may not agree with using cash advance or convenience check. I just wanted to use that system. Some of my clients definitely may find challenges in general, but just trying to work through that so that I have just the knowledge to use it. And I've been able to use it to a degree. Now from that, I paid my bills, expenses, food, and shelter through this credit card. Now with Navy Federal, I'm able to use a convenience check and I can write that check to my landlord, pay my rent and utilities, because especially where I'm at, all of it is encompassing, so I can just write one check against this Navy Federal card, and then it'll pay, and then I try to pay off the balance. Now, again, as I just said, I tried to pay off the balance. Now, I may carry over to another month, and I pay the interest in general. The interest on the convenience checks are, at least with Navy Federal, are at the same rate. Your institution may vary in terms of doing it. So now, once I have all my expenses, again, what I'm doing differently is I'm no longer really using, this is the main thing that I'm just really looking at. I'm no longer really looking at having cash or income just sitting in the bank. Is now sitting on whatever credit card I've had now or in the past to pay down my debt. And that has helped me to eliminate $10,000 to $15,000 in debt without taking on an additional job, taking on a side hustle, or doing anything differently. All I've done was really just concentrate on identifying a credit card, putting my income on a credit card, and trying to do as much as I can through the credit card. Now, some of the earlier credit cards, I couldn't write convenience checks or use checks against them. So I had to save that income, that money, about $1,276, which would have been my rent, just kept it to the side in order to pay bills. Some of the pros, I'll start with some of the cons. Some of the cons with velocity banking, or accelerated banking, just reading the literature, trying to understand it, looking at the hundreds, if not thousands of videos on YouTube out there that are looking at velocity banking. It's definitely a risk. If I lose my job, become unemployment, become sick, putting the majority of my income onto a credit card, definitely a risk, time consuming to some degree, being more organized around how the resources are used, how the resources are allocated. On the pro side, definitely helped me to understand and look at where my resources were going, where it was allocated, reducing the interest rate that I was paying, reducing the debt that I was carrying in general, and a little bit just more relaxation. So for me, velocity banking, accelerated banking, definitely has been a unique opportunity to look at how I'm filtering the resources and the money that I have. One of the things that I'm trying to do on this channel is called financial literacy, financial capability, which fundamentally means being able to understand and utilize the resources that you have at your disposal to reduce debt and to use your financial resources in a different manner. So again, just wanted to provide this update. As normal, as a disclaimer, I am a political economist. I look at data and information, but I'm not a CPA. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an attorney. I'm just sharing my experience with velocity banking as I understand it. There's definitely a number of other individuals that talk about velocity banking and accelerated banking online. As I went through, I started to combine the two into my own term, which I call velocity accelerated banking, to try to understand what was going on and from a different perspective in general. So thank you very much for stopping by. If you'd like to become a client, if you'd like to work with me and we can help you improve your credit, go through velocity banking, accelerated banking, also do authorized credit users with my clients to try to help boost their credit score and improve their credit score to try to tackle some debt and do some additional other things in general. So also I have my own business in terms of property management, property rental. So I have rental business also additionally that I'm using velocity banking in along with my W-2. So if you're a business owner and you're interested in velocity banking, or if you're an individual who would like to start a business, let's talk. Or if you're an individual who would like to look at their tax liability and where your income is going and how you're being taxed, I can just give you my background and what I have done and strategies I've used to try to work within the structures. So again, this is Will, aka Dr. Financial Literacy. Hope to see you later. Have a great day.